Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Junior, aka Smoking Guns, out here in Tucson, Arizona, representing the Ultimate Fight Club, giving you the latest content in boxing and MMA news that is out. So, today's video, we are going to be talking about Mikey Garcia throwing jabs at Lomachenko and Terence Crawford, and he actually comes out calling ERROL SPENCE the monster of the 147-pound division, man. And that's coming out in this article, BoxingScene.com, where it states, for division champion Mikey Garcia took shots at three division champions, Vasyl Lomachenko and Terence Crawford, while praising upcoming opponent and IBF 147-pound champion ERROL SPENCE during a Wednesday interview with The Boxing Voice hosted by Nestor Gibbs. And it also goes on to state, Garcia suggested Lomachenko's avoiding him. Crawford's faced C+ or B level at best opposition and called Spence the monster in his division in advance of facing Spence on March 16th at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas on Fox pay-per-view. There's no one out there right now that can motivate me and challenge me enough like ERROL SPENCE, and that's why we're going after ERROL SPENCE. I want to prove to everybody that I'm the best in this generation, and if I don't get those kind of fights, then I won't get recognized, said the 31-year-old Garcia, who is making his 147-pound debut in pursuit of his fifth crown in as many divisions against the 28-year-old ERROL SPENCE, a southpaw pursuing his third defense and 12th straight knockout victory. That's why I went after ERROL SPENCE. And I did everything to secure that fight, and I'm happy that we're able to work that fight out. It was actually a pretty easy negotiation. I do thank his team and himself for accepting the challenge. I am challenging him, and he is the undefeated champion. He could have taken other fights as well, but this fight makes sense for both of us, and that's why I'm here. Spence really took off and became the monster of the division, and I said, you know what? Let's just go after him. I had other fights to take care of first, but that was the goal, to land a fight with Spence. In my head, I don't see me losing. In my head, I already won that fight many times. It also goes on to state in the article, Garcia was asked why he chose Spence over Lomachenko, a two-time Ukrainian Olympic gold medalist who unanimous decision over Jose Pedraza added the Sniper's WBO 135-pound crown to his WBA version last month. Do you really think I could have had the Lomachenko fight? He's been calling for my name ever since after the Nicholas Walters fight. He's been saying he's ready to fight me, and he keeps fighting other guys, said Garcia of Lomachenko, who, like Crawford, is promoted by Garcia's former handler, Top Rank. He just had a fight against Pedraza. I mean, he didn't choose me for his last end-of-the-year fight. Knowing the history between Top Rank and me, am I just going to be sitting on the sideline waiting for that to happen, or am I going to move forward on with my career and look for something bigger and for the biggest challenge available? Garcia was also asked about the possibility of facing the switch-hitting Crawford, who is coming off October's 12th round TKO of previously unbeaten Jose Benavidez Jr. I have interest, but is it a real possibility? He can keep fighting the Luis Colazos, the Jose Benavidez, the Hank Lundys, and the John Molinas of the world. He can continue doing that while I'm chasing greatness. Would I love to fight him? Yes, but he's got someone that he's got to answer to. He's got a boss he's got to answer to who picks his fights for him. I'm looking for the biggest fights, and I'm making them happen and get done. I'm on another level when it comes to my goals in my career. I don't know what he has in mind, said Garcia. He can show up to any press conference and fight and say that he wants to fight them, but he's not the one who is going to make it happen. His boss, his promoter, has to do that. I'm not chasing anybody. Everybody can talk and have a big mouth all they want, but they're not going to make things happen. I'm making things happen. I've got to give Terence the credit for his skill level, because he does have the skill level and boxing ability to perform at a high level. His IQ is great. He can fight as a left-hander. He can fight as a right-hander. He can trade punches if he has to. But when it comes to the opposition is at a C+ level, maybe a B level at best, quote. Now, with that being said, Mikey Garcia is definitely throwing some shots and some shade over at Lomachenko and Terence Crawford. And the thing is, he's not really lying, especially making the point that they do have a boss that they have to answer to, because with both of them being under Bob Arum And I've said this before in my prior videos, that Lomachenko and Terence Crawford, I know that them dudes ain't scared to fight nobody. I know that Lomachenko wants to fight with Mikey Garcia. I know that Terence Crawford wants to fight with ERROL SPENCE, with Keith Thurman, and all the best of the best at that 147-pound division. But you got to do like Bob Arum, who they do have to answer to. And does Bob Arum really want to put his golden gooses at risk of losing a fight? Dude, I'm not so sure about that. And this also goes on with the guy like Mikey Garcia, with the guy like Manny Pacquiao, with the guy who was also under top rank, Floyd Mayweather. And what is the main thing that those three fighters have in common? That they all left friggin' top rank so they could be able to pursue those great fights that they all wanted to be able to make the choices for their own careers that they know that would benefit them, to be able to get them the fights that they know that they needed to be able to get their names put out there. And Manny Pacquiao, he's done a very good job on the top rank, being able to get his name put out there, being able to get the fights that'll build this brand. But being able to get those great fights like Floyd Mayweather, it took years for that fight to happen. And a lot of the blame comes from being under top rank. And then being able to get other great fights like he could have fought Terence Crawford, but it didn't seem like Bob Arum was trying to make that happen. Or being able to get fights with ERROL Spence or Keith Thurman or the other killers in that 147-pound division. Dude, it just doesn't seem like Bob Arum is trying to make that happen. And then Mikey Garcia made a really good point with Lomachenko. He could have fought Mikey Garcia to be able to end off 2018. Personally, I think it was a very smart choice of Lomachenko not to do that. Because if he would have fought Mikey Garcia in that last fight, 2018, instead of fighting Jose Pedraza, I think that fight would have been really bad for him. Even in that fight with Jose Pedraza, you could see that he was having problems with that particular style of fighter. And a lot of people like to blame, oh, well, he had shoulder surgery. Lomachenko stated himself that shoulder surgery did not prevent him from being able to perform in that fight. He said that his shoulder was 100%. So if he's not making excuses for that, none of his fans should be making excuses for that either. But you saw that he was having problems with the dude that knew how to move, with the dude that had good footwork, that could defend himself, and Mikey Garcia would have made that fight hell for him. Personally, I would have had Mikey Garcia beating Lomachenko that night. But I guess only time will tell what's going to be able to happen with these fighters under top rank, with Lomachenko, with Terence Crawford. And I really feel bad for Terence Crawford. Not really feel bad, but I'm like, damn, dude, why did you sign back up with top rank? And I know that they're giving him good money. He's getting a guaranteed $3 million over there, plus whatever else he's getting on the back end. But damn, are us as the fans really going to get the fights that we want with Terence Crawford? And he's going to be going into this next fight against Amir Khan, which is a really good fight for him. It's a big name for him to be able to have under his belt. But I think all of us knows that he's going to end up knocking Amir Khan ass out, man. Personally, I got him knocking out Amir Khan late in the fight. But, I mean, it is what it is. But I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what kind of fights Bob Arum's going to be able to produce for these two fighters. Is Terence Crawford going to be able to get a fight with the ERROL Spences, the Keith Thurman, Sean Porters, with Mikey Garcia? Is Lomachenko finally going to come out and fight friggin' Mikey Garcia like he's been talking about all these years? I guess only time will tell, man. So I hope you guys like the video. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any kind of questions, any kind of comments about this, make sure to hit me up in the comment section and I'll be sure to hit you guys up. All right, so I hope you guys like the video. Holla at your boy.